Hi friends, this is Caitlin. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing the Ghostly Meadows stamp set from Unity Stamps. And when I say I'm sharing it, I mean it literally. They accidentally sent me 2 of these stamp sets, so I checked with them and they said that I am good to send it to one of you guys to share my love for all things spooky. So I fell in love with this stamp as soon as I saw it. I've never had anything from Unity before. Definitely great quality. But the second I saw this on a card, I knew I needed it in my collection. It's so stinking cute. So I tried to watercolor it. I popped that up for a second. I'll show you another shot at it in a minute. But I didn't love it. I tried to use watercolor pencils. It came out cloudy. Then I tried to stamp on top, but it wasn't lined up right. And it was just like the perfect storm. So I don't hate it, but I don't love it. So this is my second go. And I decided to use my Copics, but kind of create more of a watercolor feel with them and a little more whimsy than I normally do with my markers. So here's my watercolor version. I tried to add white gel pen and all this stuff. I love the background. I love the colors, but that double stamping is what sealed its fate for me in the no thank you pile. So I think we all have a couple cards in that pile, I'm sure, at home. But yeah, so if you are interested in winning this, it's been a long day, guys. I'm sorry. If you are interested in winning this stamp set, all you have to do is make sure that you're subscribed to my channel, leave me a comment, like this video, and then there's going to be a Google form in the description. Go ahead and fill that out with your contact information and your address, and I will pick someone and send it to you. I will announce the winner over on my Instagram and my stories. And if you'd like a bonus entry, a second entry, you can head over to my Instagram page. I'll leave it linked. It's always linked in the description, actually. You can go over there and leave a comment on my picture of this card as well. So you can enter here and you can get a bonus one over there if you want. And if you're interested to find out if you win instead of just being surprised if Happy Mail shows up at your door, take a look over there. This is going up on Friday the 25th. So it will be open. The giveaway is going to be open until Monday. What's that? The 28th. Yeah, Monday the 28th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. I'll have all the information down in the description for you too. But that's enough of the details. Let's talk about what's happening with this card. So I wanted to get all of my white shading done first on my little ghost. And so I went in with cool gray markers, adding in my shadows to all of those artist drawn lines that are already there, showing us where those fabric ripples are. As I got lighter, I pulled the markers up higher and higher, trying to focus on that tapered edge. That was going to help break up all of that white. And I also added my own kind of semi-circle shadow line up there on the top of his head that I think brings a really nice roundness and dimension there as well, because I left that little sliver of white on the right-hand side just between my shadow and the artist line. And I love how that just kind of creates that more rounded effect. I also knew that I wanted to stick with very fall colors. So for all of this grass down at the bottom, I'm going in with my YG markers and starting out with kind of my medium tone on the actual grass and kind of ground line, and then going in a little darker with that YG 99, YG 97, and then we're also going to pull in some even lighter markers over everything. I kind of just fiddled with the grass. I really think I needed an extra couple green and YG and yellow green markers. I keep thinking that I'm done collecting markers, and then I find another gap in my collection. So kind of just flicking that color up, not trying to keep anything very neat and tidy, letting all of that be kind of loose down on the grass. That's going to help give that kind of painted, whimsical effect. And then for all of the foliage, we're going with orange, red, and a yellow. So that's going to help kind of set that tone, that fall tone across my whole card and bring a lot of that like really pretty fall warmth to everything. So I'm going in with my YR20s, my 27, 24, and 21 on these kind of bigger, more oval shaped leaves. They're gonna take up a lot of the space, so I wanted kind of one of the lighter colors there, versus like the red is gonna go on the smaller ones because it packs more of a punch, so you need less of it on the card. That's what I thought anyway. I haven't really drawn like colored in scenes like this before, which I think is why I was so drawn to it to begin with. It's just so fun. There's something about this design that's just so fun, and I have a feeling I'm going to need to grab a couple more of this style. Unity has, it looks like a couple different kind of variations, but a couple that are like this kind of theme. I cannot believe that we're already at the last weekend in October. It's so crazy to me. I did have hopes of getting 13 videos up in my Halloween series this year, but I think I'm gonna max out at 12, unfortunately. I do have one more video coming on Halloween that's part of a really fun hop. But I don't want you to think that we're jumping straight into Christmas, because we are not. In November, I still have plans for many fun fall cards. I have a couple stamp sets that I was going to use for the Halloween series that I didn't get to, but they're definitely still fall appropriate. So we'll just make some fun fall and Thanksgiving cards. I'm sure I'll sprinkle holiday in there too. But yeah, it's going to be a good end to the month. I think you'll be happy. I have something really cute planned. But yeah, also this is Thursday when I'm recording this, and I am leaving for Halloween weekend with my dad. He owns a haunted house out in Pittsburgh, and this is actually my 29th season working with him. And I'm taking my daughters. They work there now too. And it's my favorite time of year. And to me, like, this card sums up that feeling of just like the air is a little crisp, but it's not cold yet. And the fall leaves are there and the colors are there, but it's a little spooky, but it's not scary. Like, this card just makes me so happy. So I also went in with that Y11, adding in some more extra little floaties. I brought in some purple, which I don't think I mentioned. We brought in some BV on some of those flowers. It's really subtle, but I just think that blue-violet undertone really leans fall to me too. And then to kind of play off of what I did on that very first watercolor attempt, I decided to bring in some white gel pen for this card as well, but I was much more sparing with it. I used it more sparingly. I don't know which way you're supposed to say that. And I added just tiny little dots to some of the flowers, those ones that are like Queen Anne's lace, I think that's what they're called, just to kind of break up all of that dark. Right in the center, I just wanted little tiny white bits here and there to kind of soften everything. So I just kind of added those. I added some to the little black and orange and yellow specks that were in the air as well, for the same reason. They look a little lighter, a little floatier. So cute. Yeah. And then I have been obsessed with these oblong octagon stitch dies from Pink and Maine. I think I have a problem now. I want to use them on everything. I don't know what it is about them. I just love them. Like, I'm normally a very rectangle person, but I've just been all about these octagons lately. So I did get a little smudge on my paper. I erased it with my Tombow sand eraser. And then I stamped in one of the sentiments from the stamp set. I tried a couple different inks and none of them were laying on the stamp right. So I ended up going with MFT's Milk Chocolate. Because I thought a brown would be nice and soft, but what I really wanted was like a terracotta. I'm not sure why, but the other inks were just not cooperating. So this paper is from a 12 by 12 scrapbook sheet that I've had in my paper collection for over 4 years. I've never used it. I cut these strips down so I could store them easier. I have a whole stack of them. I never grab from there. But as soon as I had colored all of the florals on this card, I knew immediately, without even looking in the bin, that this was the paper I was going to want to use. You can see over on the left, I tried to convince myself that there was another one that was going to work, but it didn't work. I should have just trusted my gut in the beginning, because it's chef's kiss in my opinion at the end. So I went around the edges, my stitched edges, with this dark red. I think it's the R89. And I was trying to be really good and stay right along the stitched edge without using a mask at all. And I went over just a little bit. So then I decided to just go all the way back around again and widen it so it just goes right over the stitched edge. And I just think it's so cute. It's a fun way to add the effect of like a mat behind it without actually having to cut anything, right? Because I wasn't sure I would have a paper that was going to match these stripes with that same maroon, but I could kind of do it with my marker and get that same effect. So then I put this whole thing on black, and for some reason the black was just not making me happy. It was too heavy. So I ended up cutting out a new card front, 5.5 by 4.25 from white. And that balanced out all of that white in the center a little bit better for me, and just kind of kept everything again in that kind of more light, fresh feeling. Even though this is fall, it's like cheerful, happy fall Halloween. So white instead of black. I don't know. It makes sense in my head. You guys let me know if I'm crazy or not in the comments. Yeah, so I grabbed my foam tape and cut some strips to put on the back of my octagon. I thought with how simple everything else was and like all that white space around my ghost, that it would be nice to pop this up for some dimension. And then I'm going to add some pearls as my accents. And I am not normally a pearl person, but I used these gold pearls on a card a week or two ago for Pink and Maine on a live, and I fell in love with them. I want a whole sheet of just this gold. It's this like perfect, like satin, almost matte, soft gold. It's not super yellow. It's so super shiny. It's just perfect. So I just put 3, 2 on the lower left, 1 kind of up on the right over those florals. And I think it just gives it that little something extra special. So this is my fun card, my second to last Halloween card for the year. If you'd like to enter for a chance to win that other bonus stamp set that I got, check down in the description for all the details. I will see you guys back here on Halloween, and until next time, happy crafting.